I'm Reiss Bailey, train at New School BJJ under Nicky Robertson and Anthony Shahal. I used to watch like a ton of MMA, and I said to my girlfriend at the time that I could do this, and she said to me, "Go do it then." And I was like, "All right, then I'll do it." So then she went out and she found me a school, and my whole intention was just to do it, just to compete. It wasn't to learn how to defend myself. It wasn't none of that stuff. I just wanted to compete, so I jumped on it. She found me a new school. I turned up, watched a couple classes, jumped in it, and then we just got competing and got busy, and here we are. More than everyone else, yeah, more than all of you guys watching this, more than all of you. No, joking. So I aim to try and do 3 times a day. So I do a morning session, 7 a.m. I do a lunchtime session around 12. I do an evening session as well. I do that 3 times a week. And then I do 2 times a week for the rest of the days. So yeah, probably more than everyone else. Do you know what? I've won quite a few tournaments. The main ones that there's like some of them, they just mean more to me than others. Maybe I come second place in the Europeans. To me, that was a big deal. Because I worked for that literally for most part of the year. Still fell short, but got on the podium. That meant a lot. And then IBJJF British Nationals, I won that 2 years in a row. That was a big deal again. It's just the ones that you work towards, the ones that you put the graft in. It's not necessarily the comp itself, but just the ones you graft for. And then again, I'd probably say, on top of that, the Spanish Nationals, IBJJF, just because of like a couple of the wars I had there, and like some of the stuff I learned about myself that day as well. So yeah, many accolades, but they're the ones that mean something to me more so than anything. All right, so obviously, do you know what? This just started as a little bit of a joke at first. And the idea behind it was, I feel like I'm outworking all my competition. So if I go to a tournament and I win and people say congratulations, in my mind, I'm like, obviously, like what did we expect? And it's not an arrogant thing. It's not a totally like, oh, you're not a humble guy. But it's like, honestly, like if I come to the gym 3 times a day, all week, and I go to a tournament and I'm competing against guys who are training 5 times a week, obviously I'm going to beat you. Like, it's obvious. So it's kind of a mentality of this, look, bro, if you apply yourself to something and you go all in, obviously you'll be successful. So that streams over to all things, not just jiu-jitsu, but jiu-jitsu taught me that. And that's why now it's just obviously. You know, so I said I jumped on this journey just because I knew in myself I could do it. And then the thing was, okay, I want to get my black belt. I wanted to get my black belt fast. I wanted to get up there and beat people's idols and rivals and all the rest of that nonsense. But as time's gone on, like I've not really even been training long. It's been about 3 and a bit years, but I've kind of shifted away from achieving anything specific in jiu-jitsu so much. It's more, I want to fight for a cause now. So I don't want to just be out here on this egotistical journey of everybody look at me compete, look at me winning this, I want to do this, I want to do that. And I've been looking at just the streets and the roads and people who die, young kids getting shot and stabbed and all of these things. And I'm looking at creating my own cause and fighting for my own cause and potentially trying to get out there, bring one of those guys from out of there into sport, into jiu-jitsu, to change a life. And if I can create that cause, I may spread the obviously, it may be whatever I call it, but this is going to be something that I'm fighting for to potentially save at least one person's life, someone that I think is at risk. And I think that will be my ambition going forward, not so much just fighting for medals, fighting for ego, fighting for pride, fighting for this. It will be a cause that I want to champion, and it's going to be along those lines, so watch out for that one. Here's the honest truth. I don't pay attention to jiu-jitsu. I don't pay attention to any influences in the sport of jiu-jitsu. The only people that I care about in jiu-jitsu are the people that teach me jiu-jitsu. Anthony and Nikki, Tom Pollard here, Owen, these guys, I respect these guys and I want to be on levels with those lot. In terms of like actual superstars in the sport, I have none, because in my mind, eventually I'm going to be there and I'm going to have to compete against you, and I don't want to feel like you're my idol because you're not. So the people I respect and rate are the people here with me. That's who I want to be like. New school to me is just family. New school to me is expression of yourself in jiu-jitsu, not being rigid, flowing, ignoring what other people say or think is the way to do things. It's just be free, be yourself, and come here and do that with family and people that you want to be around and love being around and support you and make you feel as though, for me, they make me feel as though I can achieve the things that I believe in my mind, and that's more powerful than anything that I get from anywhere else. So, yeah.